Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, The Brothers Solomon from 2007. It's directed by Bob Odenkirk and stars Will Arnett and Will Forte. Bob Odenkirk, the director of this movie, has been nominated for 20 Primetime Emmys. 20! He even won 2 of them for writing. You might recognize him from the recent series Better Call Saul as star Jimmy McGill/Saul Goodman, but before that, he directed this film. Actually, this film was released in 2007, which is just a few years before Odenkirk's character got involved in the series Breaking Bad, which would lead to the series Better Call Saul. It's neither here nor there, but personally, I think Better Call Saul is the superior series of the two, but just barely. Anyway, The Brothers Solomon was written by star Will Forte, and it is very, 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 very weird. Strange is the order of the day when it comes to this film. It's a comedy, but it kind of defies further classification. I guess you could just call it a bizarre comedy. It's about 2 socially inept brothers who set out to impregnate a woman for the purposes of giving their ill father a grandchild. Bizarre, right? I know. Luckily, you don't watch this film for the story, you don't even necessarily watch it for the individual jokes, you watch it for the interplay between brothers Dean and John, played hilariously by Will Forte and Will Arnett. Bob Odenkirk wasn't always an award-nominated dramatic actor. Back in the day, he was a comedy actor, a writer known for things like Mr. Show with Bob and David. He was the Bob part. So he knows a thing or two about bizarre comedy, which is on full display in this film, which totally shows off the humorous skills of Forte, Arnett, and Odenkirk. There's this great gag at the end where the brothers buy a skywriting banner to be flown and reach the mother of their child-to-be, or more specifically Dean's child-to-be, as we learned earlier that John is sterile. Anyway, they mentioned the sky banner was $50 a letter, and so the joke is a very, very long and rambling banner. Well, if you read and do the math, the banner reads 2,070 letters long, bringing the total price to $103,500. Good thing the message works, or that would have been quite the expensive waste. Anyway, my favorite part of the movie is the opening titles, strangely enough. They feature Forte and Arnett's large heads popping on screen and looking at one of the titles to the tune of a song by the Flaming Lips. It's the perfect introduction, as if to tell you, no, this is not going to be a normal comedy. Because it really isn't. Unfortunately, everything besides the comedy is lacking in this movie, and so I've got to give it a C+, and tomorrow it's back to the 50 drive-in movie classics with its film Count Dracula and His Vampire Bride. See y'all then.